We will be live at the Villa Roma Resort in the Catskills on September 5th. WATPlive.com is where you want to go. This is going to be a fantastic show. I believe Lucy Tightbox was just added to the show.
Fantastic.
And obviously we already have the great Adam Bush. We have Anthony Cumia, used to be on a show called The Opie and Anthony Show. We're going to have Missy, Jenny, Chrissy, producer Chris is going to be there. We might even pull some other special guests out of our asses. It's very possible. So get your tickets, WATPlive.com. Check us out live September 5th at 7:30 p.m.
Who are these podcasts? WATP.
John was hired by the Stephanie Miller Show in November of 2015, and he's hired to do two things: run the board and book guests for the happy hour show. Now, in this time that we're watching, he's also, besides doing this happy hour show where they drink, he's also getting up early in the morning and going on the show and running the board for her main political radio show that she does. And we're going to find out he's not doing a great job of that. But on this happy hour show, he brings in his buddy, Jason Gillearn, or Gillearn.
Jason Gillearn, yeah.
Yeah, who's a comic. And he books him to come on the show. And it starts off with his buddy, Stuttering John's buddy, calling John a retard.
Jason Gillearn is here.
Thank you, Steph. I just want to say up top, I just feel glad that I was able to do your podcast before you fire John. So this
Yes, this is a historic occasion.
I just
Have you met my
boy?
Have you met my engineer, Coco the Gorilla?
I'm gonna say, who's the fucking retard working the boards? Oh, it's Johnny.
I'm a liberal. You're not allowed to use it unless you're from Boston. Which you would say you're wicked retarded. Engineer.
Okay.
It's interesting. There's a lot going on here. A lot to talk about. It's interesting that Stephanie Miller wants to have this crazy happy hour show where they're just throwing around swear words. Nothing's off limits. You can do whatever you want. The guy goes, John's a retard. She goes, whoa, 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 whoa. That's where we draw the line around here. You know, people don't like using the R word. She's already policing speech, and we've just started the show. Stephanie, I don't think you're understanding how to have an outrageous show.
Plus, I already regret hiring him, so don't rub my face in it.
Yeah, you can tell. So we've been talking about watching this show over the next 20 plus episodes, watching how Stephanie reacts to John and what the demeanor is. And you can see right there, out of the gate, John's friend knows he's not very good at stuff. And so he brings up to Stephanie, I don't know how long until you fire him. And she's just like, yeah, he doesn't know what he's doing. He sucks.
Yeah, and that's a move that you do only when you know for certain, I need this boss to know that this man does not represent me. I need to create a direct separation of us so she doesn't think I'm like that. And she's always like, thank God you said that, and rewards the person for distancing themselves from him.
Yeah, that is one of the dynamics that you pick up on throughout this entire episode is Jason distancing himself and aligning with Stephanie on hating John and thinking that he sucks at his job. And it gets to a point where John's like, what is going on here?
Yeah.
I thought my friend was here, my boss. I just started his job and everyone hates me.
His tactic at first was to laugh over them.
Yep.
And that kind of dries up after a while.
Yeah, he gets tired of doing that. So let's
it's
find
why
out.
this is so miraculous to watch, because he doesn't see any parallels between The Tonight Show, where he started as the announcer and then just ended up in the audience and then ended up as the butt of jokes. This happened over like 3 days here on Stephanie Miller. He started right next to Glazell, and they're like, whoa, you cannot sit at the big table next to our guests. You won't stop touching them. So you're going to go back there in more of a Fred kind of area. And now it's been 2 episodes, and you're now the butt of the jokes. You want it to be the cool, hip, sexual, and everybody wants me guy about town. Now you're the butt of the joke, and you don't see this as a pattern at all. It's wild.
And I don't think Stephanie brought him on to be the butt of the joke. That wasn't the point of this. But the way he presents himself, you're just like, John, you're an ass. Why are you doing that? I do have to correct you on one thing, though, Adam. We did watch this a little bit out of order. The Glozell was his last ever episode.
Oh,
so
interesting.
He's been taken off the board by then. They're like, okay, you can't run the board. Just sit down next to the guest and crack wise then.
Yeah.
But we find out how John, the professional, booked this guest that Stephanie has on the show today.
Thank you, love.
You are a friend of John Mendes, which normally would disqualify you from this, but in this case, you are.
You know John well, I see. All right, that was good.
Everyone that he's booked so far is like, I love John. He's one of my best friends. He's a fucking asshole.
Yeah, well, let me tell you. Here's how I got booked for this. We're over smoking and joining his house, I don't know, 2 days ago. There's about 15 empty fucking beer cans on his patio.
That's how I find him here.
Yeah.
I just follow the beer bottles.
And he goes, hey, you want to do the show? That was it. That was your booker. And I was like, what show? Let's fucking back up.
Right.
He's like, oh, yeah. I didn't tell you got a gig?
So he's just hanging out with his drinking buddy. Or I guess they were smoking weed or whatever, but John was drunk. And just like, oh, hey, since we're talking, I'm supposed to like book guests or something. You want to be on?
Yeah,
Be
he
on
remembered
what?
he had homework.
Yeah. You want to be on what? I didn't even mention Stephanie Miller or anything like that.
Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah. And then John also put together some show prep. He has some notes for Stephanie to help guide the conversation with this guest that she's never met before.
Yeah, you know what? I've Jason. Even the show prep notes are new for me. John writes here. Jason loves both pussy and ass and thinks he can eat pussy better than you. LOL. What kind of show prep is that?
Steph, there is no Wikipedia on him. There is no bios anywhere. I asked him.
All right, Jason, it's on now with the pussy eating.
Okay, well, let's talk about it.
I asked him. I said, "Send me your bio," and he goes, "I was on Kimmel, Leno. I love weed." That was your bio.
Really?
So I had to do it
Really?
myself. So as much
Right.
as you think that I wasn't,
And even if you could.
Wow. This is the thing that John does where he goes, I know it's terrible, but it's not my fault. He's immediately deflecting blame to the guests that they brought on. He didn't give me enough information to go by. I thought they were friends. They started off talking about how they're friends. They hang out.
Exactly.
And so instead of actually knowing this guy and having some knowledge about his career or what he's up to, which turns out he's a full-time high school teacher, that would be in the prep, you'd think, like things like that.
Oh my God, that's what they'd want to talk to him about. That would be the perfect thing.
Because he's a
Of course.
comic. He's got his face up at the Comedy Store, so he works pretty often, but he's also his teacher. Instead, John goes, well, we had a conversation once about how he likes like going down on chicks, and he'll even lick a little ass from time to time. And so John goes, yep, that's the prep.
Yep.
That's
and he prefers
number
the
one
Mets.
on the list.
It really was. And so Stephanie's just like, what kind of prep is this? There's no Wikipedia page to copy off of. Right. What am I supposed to do? It's a horrible reason.
I asked him. He said one thing. I was done. That was the extent of it, because he knew what you were asking him was, can you do my homework for me? Can you pitch this and put it together and write it down in a format that my boss would like and make it like the kind of stuff she would like? What an asshole. John, can you even tell us if this is a favor for you or a favor for him? Which one is it? Because you're acting like it's a favor for him, but you're not willing to do... it's too much. I'm sorry. I get infuriated. God damn it.
Well, they go on to
Choke
talk...
on outrage here.
I know. They go on to talk about how this guy is on the wall at the Comedy Store, and there's legends on the wall at the Comedy Store. And this guy, Jason, completely downplays it. John learns nothing from this. This is 10 years ago, where this guy's going, yeah, there's a lot of nobodies on those walls, too. Guys you never heard of. Whatever. It's not a big deal. Meanwhile, John would have brought this up every chance he got, every time he spouts his resume. You know that his picture being at the Comedy Store would be brought up in that.
He can't walk into, what is it, the Laugh Factory or whatever it is, that he can't walk in there because they won't put his picture up. We had multiple episodes about how he begged them and they wouldn't do it.
And there's also that place where he brings all of his listeners, all of his donors, whenever he's back at home, because the tavern.
Restaurant.
Whatever that place is called.
Something like that.
Belmont Tavern, because his 8x10, signed 8x10 is behind the bar.
Yep.
So now this is where I bring all my friends.
I will
they
never
think
go
I'm a
there
celebrity.
again. I will eat there for the rest of my life.
Yep, that's all it takes.
Done.
So Stephanie then explains the reason that she has a nice house is because of all the failed television shows that she's attempted. And, Stephanie's being modest. She did have a show on, I think, CNBC, a late night show or something. She's done some television work, but I think that she's also tried to get a lot of other TV shows that fell through. And Adam, I'm sure you know how this works. You typically get a sum of money that ties you up so that you're working with that network or that studio in order to try to create something and pitch it and get it on air. And so it can be lucrative. You can make some money doing this kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And so she brings that up.
Well, here's the more cancellations. Can I get some fucking cancellations?
Yeah, that shit going on. What?
Well, didn't you get the show just they didn't pick up? Didn't you write a show that wasn't picked up?
Well, they bought it, and then fucking I wrote the script, and then two celebrity.
This is why he's not doing a big show, because that's not a question. Did you have a show you wrote that get picked up? You fucking loser.
Yeah. I'm just hoping over the next hour we can become such good friends that I can come back after you shit can him. So
yes, exactly.
I love that Stephanie had to reprimand him there and explain to him, like, hey, didn't you just fail at shit? What, do you want to tell that story? Not really, John.
Yeah, that's blowback from being called a retard, by the way.
Oh, yeah. He wanted to get back at him. Mm-hmm. And Stephanie's just like, yeah, there's a reason why you're not hosting the show. There's a reason why you're the board op on the Stephanie Miller show.
Yeah.
Not a question you want to ask a guest that just came in for the first time.
I also think he said it because his he was kind of bragging. He was having a success. They were talking about something good, and he was just wanted to take him down a peg. He didn't like how that felt. Well, you also lost at this other thing, which is also like, it's a gig he booked. Like, that's how it works. You get these, like you're saying, that's actually a success he can use to build off another one. It's not a failure.
Always be bashing.
Always be bashing. And so John then wants to make it about him. So he talks about getting fired from this show called Last Call. A show he doesn't talk about very often, but a show that he was a host on for a little while.
Did I ever tell you, how I got fired from my Brandon Tardicov show?
No.
No, but you won't be surprised.
I was...
No, will not.
All right, so he brings up, did I ever tell you how I got fired from the Brandon Tardicov show? So Brandon Tardikov's a big producer, produced lots of different shows. And so when I hear that sentence, I think we're going to find out why John was fired from this show. That's what I thought for some reason. Will we?
I was a co-host for this show called Last Call on CBS, and Brandon Tardicov was the producer.
The legendary NBC.
Of course.
So I went to the NatP convention. For those who don't know, is where
I had to stand next to a giant cardboard cutout of myself when I was promoting my late night show.
So all the that's where all the new shows, and they're all excited. And Brandon Tardicov said to me, and I'll never forget this. I have his picture with me and him, and he said, "John, you've got it."
Got it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like
trademark.
So like 12.
Herpes? What is he talking about?
The clap. Chlamydia.
Never tell you about getting fired off the show. Well, first off, this guy gave me a huge compliment. Is that part of the story? Okay.
Why would we care that you have a picture together? Why would he tell us we took a picture? What is that?
I don't know. He's always bragging, even when he's telling a story about him getting fired from a TV show.
And notice how he cannot have a conversation. Like, the guest and Stephanie are so good at just talking and naturally having a conversation. He has to tell a story about himself. It's the only thing he can do. And somebody comes in to try and make it a conversation, he gets very angry and hostile, and he shuts them down, or he talks over them, or he would lower their mic, which is why they took him off the board.
Yeah, and there's a lot of mic lowering. I noticed that. Did I ever tell you the story? What if she goes, yeah, you told me. All right. So
it's a yes or no question.
It's a childish way to start a conversation.
It's not how you start a conversation on a radio show.
It's
irrelevant if she's heard it. The audience is who you care about.
Do you want to tell the story, John? Tell the fucking story then.
Just tell it.
If I must.
If
I
you
don't sing. Don't make me sing. Yeah.
The clap. Chlamydia.
So like 12, episodes in, I had an English co-host, this hot English woman.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, you would have loved her.
Yeah.
And, so I'm in commercial break, and she goes, "So, John, why aren't you going to be here tomorrow? They said you were sick." I go, "What?"
Huh?
What?
Huh?
I go, "What do you mean? I plan on coming." And then I go upstairs to the producer. I go, "What happened?" And they, "Oh, I'm sorry, John. We just..."
That was the story he wanted to tell. He found out from his co-host that he wasn't going to be on the show anymore, which doesn't even make sense. I heard you're sick. We're talking right now. What do you mean? I'm planning on being sick tomorrow? I don't even think he remembers the story correctly.
I don't think so either.
And then instead of like explaining why he was fired from his job, it's just like, yeah, the way they told me, the way I found out, pretty wild, huh? Huh?
It's not a story. He just wanted to brag that he felt he was put down
on a show.
and he had to get himself back up there, and he thinks we don't see through that.
It wasn't. You're right. It wasn't a story at all.
No.
And he's so fucking horny. It's ridiculous. He's talking about his co-host, and then he thinks that Stephanie Miller, who's I believe in her 50s at this point, is just like horned up for chicks all the time. Oh, you would like this chick. She's like, whatever. Jesus Christ. Enough about
I think
that.
he actually thinks like it's his way of kissing ass to the boss. Like she feels good when he says that. Like it's a compliment to her. Like when you compliment a grandma on an elevator, like, don't you look lovely? And they're all happy. Like he thinks he's actually charming her, not she's tolerating this.
Yeah. Well, thankfully, John finally comes out and admits, because as I mentioned, we're watching these happy hour shows, but they're doing a daily show in the morning time. And they brought in John to work the board, and he cannot do it.
I will admit, I told Stephanie, I do suck at the board. I thought I could do this, but I can't.
No.
It's just
it's only a fucking podcast.
Precious.
John.
Don't say you can't. You really fucking can.
All right.
Oh my God.
I know. I am. But like, here's the thing, and I told you this, Jason. I love Stephanie. I'm
Of course,
a fan
she's
of the
very
show.
sweet and
If
obviously
Corky
very
from Life
patient.
Goes On mated with an epileptic,
There you go.
this is the person that's been wanting to.
no, but I love Steph. I love the show, so I feel bad that I couldn't succeed in this arena of technical.
That's all right. We're
It's recording.
He's actively working the board, and he's already explaining that he can't do it. So he's admitting he doesn't want to learn. Or that
That's what I'm hearing.
And that's what she was offended by. She's like, don't say you can't. You're just incapable.
But this reminds me of when his first day on the Tonight Show. He talked about how I'm going to forget stuff all the time, guys. You got to be aware of that. Like he wants to set expectations super low so that he can be lazy. So rather than learn it, he's a week in, maybe 2 weeks in, going, "Yeah, I can't learn this," so that he doesn't have to do it and someone else will do it. And I'm sure we're going to learn this because I've heard the stories about how Stephanie tried to put him in different positions and he couldn't do any of them. When you're at the Tonight Show, you can kind of blend in. This is a thing from Dilbert books. Like people who suck at their job, you get into a big enough corporation, you can kind of hide in the corner and no one's paying attention. You're on a small show like this where everyone has to carry their weight and do shit. It's going to get discovered real quick that you're incompetent and it's not going to work for you. Even on the Howard Stern show, they couldn't find anything for him to do. He got fired from warming up the potato.
He doesn't see this as a pattern at all. He doesn't see that this keeps happening everywhere he goes. And by the way, I think that's the first time I've heard him say, I can't do something. And he didn't come to Stephanie going, look, I'm great at booking guests. I'm good at the comedy. You don't want me handling the numbers. He was like, I had a record deal. I've worked on Neve consoles. I can work any board you got. You give him a small little bowl with like 4 channels. And he's like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah. And God forbid he would ask the other guys who've been working that board. Hey, can I sit down behind you and watch you run the board on a show?
You already said he doesn't want to do it.
He doesn't want to do it. He's lazy.
He goes from...
Doesn't want a job.
And that is interesting that Adam pointed out. He did say, I can't do this, but he wants to get past this to get to just drinking. He went from, I can't do this to, but I love the show and I love Stephanie, so I belong here.
Right.
Pathetic.
But Stephanie Miller's fans fucking hate this guy.
And you shaved. Look at you.
I did.
You shaved. You look
I
like a
think
human.
maybe you like me a little better.
There you go. I hear your fans are big fans of John the last few weeks as well. It's all falling apart.
I told him how.
The liberals love the whole I can turn the lesbian by fucking the gay out of her. The liberals love that.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
So this is just proof that John is not a liberal in the sense that he thinks he is. Because, that is offensive to the LGBTQ community when you go, oh, you think you're a lesbian? You haven't had my dick yet. Like, dude, what? The fuck are you doing? And he's been hitting on her.
Come on, it's me.
Yeah. And he's been hitting on her nonstop.
We both know you want me.
That's his pickup line. And he's been hitting on her nonstop and he never stopped. And I think that the audience is just going, what is this guy doing?
What does he do?
What does he do?
Yeah, because he keeps saying he's a fan of this show. And by the way, didn't he used to love Howard? That's why he was supposed to be on the Howard Stern show and replace Mitch Fattel, because he was such a big fan. And then they don't become the surrogate parents he wants, and he hates them now. They're the worst people ever.
this is a crazy story. John's constantly telling Stephanie Miller whenever he gets laid on the weekends and stuff, he has to brag about it to her, like, privately. It's just a weird thing to talk to your boss about, but just everything's sexualized with him at this stage of his career.
Yeah.
This weekend, this is not the normal producer conversation. He's like, oh, well, you know, so I was banging this chick and I took some Cialis, and so I took a picture of my dick. Because I was like, yeah, you know what?
It looks
you know
really
what?
big.
Yeah, you know what? Turkey shot down a Russian plane. Can we focus on that for a second? Because
Jason's laughing because he knows what a fucking moron this guy is. Did he have a conversation with his new boss about, yeah, I was banging this chick. I had to take a picture of my dick. It was so big on Cialis. John definitely has erectile dysfunction. He brings up boner pills more than any person I've ever heard. He brings it up all the time. Well, it's only when I'm doing coke, or, you know, if I'm with a chick, or if I just want to jerk off. He's
Pretty much whenever I need an erection.
Yeah, right. Yeah. It's always on boner pills, this fucking guy.
Well, he's always drunk. I think it's a alcoholic thing.
Yeah.
And also, I think he's copying that Howard Stern format. I think he thinks this is his I have a small penis. Like, aren't I likable and relatable? I know you think I'm this big celebrity who gets all the girls, but really, I'm humble just like you. I have trouble getting it up sometimes. Not like gross and slimy and greasy the way it comes off.
Yeah. But there's always a brag in there too. Like when Howard would talk about not pleasing his wife or having a small dick, he wasn't just like, but she's pretty hot though, huh, guys? It was just all self-deprecating.
He could let it lie. Yeah, he can't do that.
Whereas John goes, yeah, I was banging this chick. She's fucking hot. But yeah, you know, so anyway, I had to take Cialis to get it up. But my dick looks huge. It's like, fuck. Whatever, man.
And why did you get fired? And who did you get replaced by? That's the story.
That's the story. That's the thing that we never come back to, unfortunately.
Only thing we want to know.
All right. He brought up in the very beginning, it was in the bio, that this guy loves going down on chicks. He loves pleasing the ladies with his tongue. And John keeps bringing it back to this conversation. I can tell Jason doesn't want to talk about this. This is a private conversation these two bros were having. And now he's on Stephanie Miller's show, and he just keeps bringing it back.
Yeah, but Steph, here's his favorite thing to do sexually, which is I don't know why. This is his favorite thing to do.
No, once again, you're misrepresenting me. You're going to say my favorite thing to do is eat ass.
Right.
It's one and the same. Eating. Well, it's different.
it's analingus.
Yeah.
This is what Tom. What's his name? No, Brian Williams' daughter got analingus on what's the show? Sean, what's the show? What girls? She got analingus on girls.
Good.
Can you imagine?
Great. I support that too.
Yeah. One thing Brian Williams couldn't lie about. It's like, yes, my daughter did.
Oh, his
tongue up
daughter?
the ass. Yes.
Yeah, so once again, is it my favorite thing? It's equally, I love it as much because it's the same fucking thing. But John just...
Do you find it the same thing, Steph?
I'm going to probably drink the most of any happy hour between the two of you.
That's all right. Well, I'll be right with you.
So after he's bringing up this, you know, he could eat pussy better than you can, Stephanie, and they're just like, yeah, well, I don't know who's going to judge that. It just keeps getting more and more awkward, and then John goes, yeah, but you know what he really likes to do? She's just like, oh, okay. You're going to talk about how I like to eat ass? Is that where we're going with this, John? Is this the interesting thing about me? Not my comedy or my career? I did mention I was on Jay Leno's Tonight Show, and I've been on Conan O'Brien. All right, well,
you're right.
Talk about that.
This prep was pulled from a private conversation.
Yes.
Probably drunk.
High.
Number 2, he wouldn't go buy beer.
There's no Wikipedia, Chris. What's he supposed to do?
That's true.
You're right.
Yeah. So John, of course, did no research on Stephanie Miller before he started working for her, or know who Stephanie's dad is, who was a politician. He was in Congress for many, many years, in the 50s and 60s, and then ran for vice president in 1964 and lost by a landslide.
I told you he's filthy stuff. I told you.
No, but you know, I'm fascinated about your father, which I did not know.
Right.
And I'm like...
Apparently I didn't either.
Yeah, he told me that too.
He's producing a political news show.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, did he lose? I'm like...
No, I knew he lost, but I didn't know
it was the biggest landslide in history.
Well,
I can't believe he fucking goes, oh, I wasn't born then. That's all histories before you were fucking born, Coco. Jesus Christ.
Wouldn't you look that up before you started working for Stephanie Miller? Her dad was a famous politician,
Most people would.
a Republican who only won 6 states.
Oh, and he's such a fan of the show.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. You might even just know that from listening to it. Might
Or
have been brought
just
up.
politics. It's a political show. If that were a sports statistic, John would be embarrassed. He would know, who lost for vice president that year if you follow politics as much as you claim you do. It just shows he has no idea.
And this guy, Jason, does a little research before he goes on a show because he's like, oh, you're working for Stephanie Miller? Oh, I'll go on that show. So he looks up the wiki page and starts clicking on some links and stuff. And look at how snarky John has to get here.
But he was Catholic. I was just reading on the wiki.
Yeah, Irish and German.
Yeah, Jay, he has a Wikipedia.
And he knew.
Oof. That shot right there. Oh, you think you're so great because you looked up information before you came on this person's show? I mean, he said it. He said, yeah, I looked at the Wikipedia page and it said this and this and this. And John still had to be snarky, like.
You're making me look bad.
Right.
And John is making him look bad. He's
Yes.
your guest. You're
On
putting
top
him
of that.
down. You're shitting on the last guest, Jessica, and her boyfriend. You're like, he's probably nobody. Wouldn't you want it to be somebody? Wouldn't you hope the things he's saying are going well, even if it has to come off against you? That's your job. Use me to make yourself look good. I book
This is how fast it happens, and it doesn't matter that it's live.
Yep.
you. Yeah.
And John could have looked all of this up
Yeah.
and known about Stephanie Miller's dad very easily, and he just didn't
Oh, he turned on me.
because he's lazy. So then they find out that Stephanie's father died when she was only 21 years old. And this conversation happens.
So, all right. So, did he know that you were you out at 21?
No.
Oh, fascinating.
I was still sucking a little dick then.
Okay.
So why can't you go
I'm
back?
good at it because Catholic,
love it.
Catholic girls, you got to
girls.
be.
Wow. John's first thought, oh, then why can't you go back? This is after she explained her audience hates him for thinking that he's going to make a lesbian straight.
He can't help himself.
He can't help himself. He's so fucking horned up all the time. She's like, yeah, I used to date guys back then. Why can't you date me now? She figured it out, John. That's why. She's repulsed by you like most people.
And he thinks the audience was with him on that. Like they're all like, but. Like
Yeah.
they're expecting him to say it. No one's following that storyline, John.
Nope. This is very funny right here. And Jason seeing all this playing out in real time and knows exactly what's going on.
Fucking kidding.
I love it. I love it because you're getting all your anger
Well,
out.
I really do. No. I do love Steph because she's obviously working with a fucking novice, and she's biting her tongue and very fucking sweet. So you are lucky.
I'm fucking sweet,
And she's
right?
sweet and
I'm
patient
so much.
and
I'm
calm, yeah.
so much less than I could be.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I could be so.
Yes, but Jason, why do you always like?
It's true. Let's fucking tell the fucking truth here. Let's tell the truth here.
What?
And you might stick around another fucking 2 weeks after the 2 weeks she's gonna fucking shit on you. I'm trying to help you, you fucking retard.
What did I say about retard? I'm a liberal.
Yeah, that's right.
I've worked in television and radio for 25
Yeah,
years.
the piece.
The gloves are off.
Yeah, John's pissed. Now, I love the term novice. Was such a perfect word to use for John working on the show. You're really biting your tongue over there working with this novice, huh? Jason is fucking giving it to John. And rightfully so. It's so funny to watch this happen. And this is why I think we're going to find out Stephanie was the worst boss John ever worked for, because this is where he was exposed. Being in this small group, being tried out in all these different things. Can you do show prep? Can you book guests? Can you run the board? Can you be funny on mic? Everyone figuring out that John can't do any of these things exposed him, and that's why he has all this anger towards Stephanie Miller now. Jason seems to really not like this guy.
It was a really nice turn. They're communicating. This happened last time. The hosts and the guests are communicating about John with their eyes. She says, I wish I could say a lot of things about John that I've been holding back. And he went, oh, okay, allow me. And then he just turned and unleashed. That was all the permission he needed. And she's applauding, and John's upset, and he's exposed, like you're saying.
And that's why they were cheersing at the beginning of that clip, because they're both teaming up against John. They both have something in common. This guy sucks.
Yeah, it's funny. They normally cut away from John and don't include his reactions, but on this one, they kept it, and he winced like he took a hit.
Yeah.
He turned his whole and started pretending he was busy with the board.
This relationship that Stephanie and Jason are forming, I'm very familiar with. I become friends with a lot of people just over our disdain for John.
Yes.
Hey, Adam.
I feel very seen right now. I feel
Good to see you, buddy.
very
It's amazing how that works out. So then they're talking about loving Chelsea Handler. This has come up on both episodes so far. And, John does not like Chelsea Handler. So he's going to tell a Chelsea story.
She loves John about as much as you do, so it's fun.
So we'd have that to bond over. Yeah.
Did I ever tell you my Chelsea's?
But no.
Except did I ever tell you my Chelsea Handler story?
No.
So we're on
Again, a childish thing. Did I ever tell you my Chelsea Handler story? No. I thought we were going to get a good story here because he loves bashing Chelsea Handler. Let's find out.
Oh.
So we're on a plane. We're on a plane when I'm going out to audition for the Tonight Show.
Right.
So I'm on a plane, and there I am, and I'm sitting in my seat, and I pop a Xanax, and this girl's next to me, and the girl's like, "Hey, what the hell was that?" And I go, "Oh, that was a Xanax. I don't like flying." She goes, "Could I have one?" I go, "Sure." So I give it to her. She takes it. That ended up becoming Chelsea Handler. So I take full responsibility for her alcohol addiction and drug addiction.
Amazing.
See? It's knowing John.
Amazing. Well, John.
That was not a story.
Nope.
She turned into Chelsea Handler. He also, I think he caught himself. I think he was trying to say first class. So I'm sitting in my seat.
I heard
Did
the
you see that
same
too?
thing.
Yeah.
I was waiting for it.
Because, they flew him out. I'm sure they put him in first class.
Yeah.
Going from New York to LA. And so he wanted to brag. But then the story was, I was sitting next to a celebrity I didn't know at the time, and I gave her a Xanax. Not a story.
What's this? Is the implication that check out what a drug addict she is? She's taken a Xanax before a random flight. Then what are you doing, John?
Yeah. And he goes, yeah, now she's an alcoholic. So are you.
Yeah.
What's your point? I don't understand. It's just such not a story. Yeah, for a guy who worked on the Tonight Show for 10 years, it's like, what's your Chelsea Handler story? Before I knew who she was, I gave her a Xanax on an airplane.
What stranger says, "Hey, what's that pill you're taking?"
Chelsea Handler.
Well, okay.
I can see
what
that.
other stranger says?
Right, I can see that.
Who gives a shit?
And also, this is a TV show or a streaming thing where you book gigs like comics. Why are you guaranteeing that she'll never do the show? Stephanie just said she's friends with her maybe or likes her. Why would you tell them all you don't like her? That's your job is the opposite. And no one would want to think that when they're working with you, these are the stories you tell about me when I'm not there.
Yeah.
Because he's assumed that he doesn't have to do the board anymore or anything else, like book guests. He's been dismissed from everything. He's used to this.
He thinks he's the personality hire.
Yeah. Well, so then Jason explains that the three of them, John, Jason, and Chelsea Handler, did a show in Tempe, Arizona. And again, it was before Chelsea was famous. Obviously, she was doing a show with Stuttering John, a comedy show. And so Jason starts talking about Chelsea parties, but she also works her ass off. When we traveled with her, she's up early in the morning. She's out jogging. She's keeping in good shape. She's keeping sharp. She's prepared, doing the show. And so John does not like that, of course.
But Jason, you're lying because at the Tempe Improv, she was mad and she was really, really, really pissed off because, they wouldn't allow drinking in the green room.
No, but my point is she partied and she was even popping fucking pills in the green room. I remember. But but she would leave for the hotel early, ran all fucking day.
Well, so did I.
Oh,
Yeah, but look at you now. Tale of Two Cities. That's a literary term. He doesn't know about that either.
Yes, I do.
Politics or
That's all right.
literature.
It's okay.
I didn't know it was going to be bashing me. Whenever I book my freaking friends on this show,
I
they
know,
all
is it
bash
weird?
me.
Jessica did this too. Oh my God, he starts by going, my dad died last week. And Jessica goes, yeah, I'm still going to fuck you.
2 for 2.
Terrible. It's terrible, John.
Yeah. John brings these people on and they immediately realize, what do I have in common with this stranger? That guy sucks.
Yeah.
That's what the conversation turns into. So then they get into more talk about John getting fired.
Why do I need to fucking
And
buy
you
it?
teach. You teach high school? What?
I teach high school.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
So it's pretty mellow. They're good kids.
And still they can run the board better than me.
Yeah, there you go.
In fact, I'll tell Julio maybe there's an opening in 1 week or two. I forgot how long he's lasting here.
It's the holidays. You don't want to see mean.
Oh, she has thought it out. I told you.
I know she has. Don't worry about it.
You might make it to the fucking New Year's
I
Eve
want to
and
be
you're
fucking
fucked.
Mr. Cratchit.
No, it's okay.
Well, by that time, maybe he'll actually learn his fucking job. Who knows?
Hey, shut the fuck up, dude. I'm fucking. This thing is like flying a fucking jet airliner.
He really wants him to shut up.
Yeah.
He's like,
yeah, this guy,
okay, all right.
This guy really wants to get John fired, too. He keeps bringing it up over and over again. Like, when are you going to fire this fucking guy? She's like, it's the holidays. Like, all right, so a few weeks then?
Yeah. The first time was a joke. This is like number 5.
Yeah. He keeps bringing it up. And then John goes, well, fuck you, man. This is like flying a jet airliner. No, I promise you
that I can't do.
Look, he wouldn't be doing it if the material wasn't killing. Putting down John is making the host happy and everyone's loving it. And it turns out this is timeless material we can enjoy years later. The guy's making the right choice.
It's true. Yes. Yeah. We are enjoying this quite a bit. And John at this point is just like, what is going on right now? Why is everyone turning against
I thought I was cool.
Yeah, he thought he was the cool kid.
The same shit we're seeing here. He started shitting on this guy. He was the one who didn't give him any prep, who didn't tell him what he was going into, and then had nothing nice to say about him when he had to write a bio. So the guy returns it, and John goes, what did I do? After all I've done for you.
Yeah.
You first blood, not me. That was you. Bullshit.
The story of his life. I'm not sure why John added this to the prep. Nobody is. But then he gets the last laugh.
So wait, I don't know why he added this. Jason's son Shay is big into water polo.
I don't know why he added that either. It's John Mendes. But yeah, he plays water polo in Southern California.
That seems so highbrow.
It is highbrow, and you're right. And it is. And all the fucking parents are completely loaded. They are. It's like it's a very big sport.
That's why I added it. So.
And my kid goes,
oh, that was real serious. I don't know why he added this to the thing. And then they started having a conversation about it. He's like, see, that's why I added it, Stephanie.
You dumb fuck.
Yeah, so let's not question me in the future, please.
Ever again.
There's a method to my madness over here. Now, Stephanie didn't know that water polo doesn't involve horses, so she had no fucking clue what she was talking about. She's like, are there horses? Like,
yeah, don't they drown?
Because it's just swimming. It's like playing polo with squirt guns. No. It's actually in a pool. It's very different than that. So it didn't turn out to be that great of a topic, in my opinion, but that's why I added that. John brought Oscar to the studio. This is a new job for him. He's already bringing his kid, his 9-year-old son, onto the show.
Good luck with that.
I know.
But, did you know John brought his 9-year-old and he unplugged my microphone and everything else in the studio?
Oh, shit.
So it didn't work the next day?
I don't think he wanted me to work here.
He must not want to fucking eat.
I guess not.
Wow. John brings his son in. Oscar's a very smart kid. And Oscar goes ahead and sabotages the show. There's something going on there.
Yeah, he's tired of his dad bringing him to drinking-themed things.
Yes.
And Stephanie's like, don't bring a kid to a drinking show, please.
There's also no respect for his father. If he goes to his job and just starts unplugging shit. Because 9 years old, you know exactly what you're doing. This isn't a toddler crawling around and like pulling cords. So
why did John do that?
To show he's a family, or maybe he had custody and went to work anyway.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, because I don't know. Why do you bring your 9-year-old to your new job?
You don't.
Stephanie doesn't want him there.
Nope.
She doesn't have a family. She doesn't have kids to, go play with the kids upstairs.
Maybe he thought Oscar would tell Susanna and make him look good.
Oh, yeah. Look at Dad's got a good job now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so then this is the craziest thing John says on this show so far. And he said some crazy things that he should not have said.
No, but I don't know if I should say this stuff.
You can say it, John.
No, I'm just a little worried, and I've been on the fence about this. But I'm gonna tell you this.
Oh, Jesus.
No.
Unluckily for you, Steph, he doesn't know how to bleep anything, so it's good. This is for.
We don't have to. This is a fucking happy hour.
No,
okay,
this is the thing. Yeah, my son's not very happy with my ex-wife's boyfriend.
Of course. Of course.
Okay.
Of course he's not.
So I told you this when we were hanging.
Why the fuck would you say that? My son's not happy with stepdad Aaron. This is an insane thing to say. And if I'm Oscar, I'm going, Dad?
Yep.
What the fuck? I was telling you this shit. I didn't know you were going to be talking about it on a show.
If Oscar said it at all.
I don't think he did. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, because listen to where he goes with this. And who knows?
So I told you this when we were hanging. He hacks into my ex-wife's boyfriend's computer.
Oh my God, he's like a hacktivist. He's in Anonymous, the hacktivist group.
And he changes the mouse so when you click left, it turns into right. And when you And then the boyfriend comes up and goes, "Hey, Oscar, I can't figure this out. Could you help me?" He goes, "Oh yeah, sure, I'll do it."
And John promotes this.
Of course.
Well, what the
wouldn't he?
fuck? It's my ex-wife's fucking boyfriend.
That's a good point.
He's begging my wife.
That's insane.
That's a lot.
It's crazy that he went there, and I can't believe he did it on the show. I can understand if he's having a private conversation with his buddy Jason, and he's like, "I don't like that Aaron guy. He's fucking my ex-wife,"
Sure.
or, because he's petty and ridiculous. Yeah. But the way he sets that up is like, yeah, he doesn't like Aaron, and so he did this thing where he could have just been like, "Yeah, he pranks my
That's what it was.
his mom's boyfriend. He's doing pranks."
Yeah. That's why he fixed it as soon as he got caught. He was just showing off. He was showing what he can do. He was messing with him. It's not to avenge my dad, and all the wrong that's been to him. Like he's painting it.
Because the story right before that was that he pranked his dad going to his work and fucking with the equipment. It's like every Melendez that sets foot in that house screws it up. And John's pretending like he loves me, but he hates Aaron. That's why he fucked me over and Aaron over. But
John needs people in his corner at all costs.
it's just a weird thing to talk about your ex's new boyfriend. I don't know where they're at this point, if they're living together, if he's helping raise the kids. I assume that's probably the case, but leave it alone. It's no one's business.
He thinks Susanna's listening and going to hear that and second guess herself and their relationship. It's like what he does with his tweets. He thinks he's causing chaos and drama when he's really just embarrassing himself. It's also worth noting that for the 3 times he said, "Have I told you this? Have I told you this?" He started this one with, "I know I told you this, but," and then just launched into it.
Yeah.
So then why the fuck are you asking?
Yeah, either way, you're doomed.
Yeah, either way, steamrolling this thing right through.
He's such a child. I have one more clip on here. And this guy, Jason, has been his friend for a while. And he knows Susanna. And his wife is friends with Susanna. So he decides to come in and step up for Susanna and let Stephanie know, like, by the way, this woman that, John's pissed at because she's banging a new guy after they got a divorce, she's actually really cool.
You probably don't know who's a rad woman.
Yeah, until you fucking know her.
Rad, how do you mean rad?
You're gaining more of her fans.
How do you mean rad?
Like super hippie, amazing mother, sexy, cool, rad woman.
Right.
Super rad woman.
Yeah.
Right.
Great woman. And John,
She is a great woman.
She's a great woman.
Great
Right.
woman. Great woman.
Right.
Great woman. I'm like Trump now. Great woman.
What's wrong with you?
She's a great woman.
Is she a great woman?
my
a
wife,
great woman.
they're friends,
Because in case anybody watches this is what I have to say.
Of course.
Adam, you made this point not too long ago. Isn't it amazing that universally everyone knows John's ex, Susanna, is fantastic. Everyone loves her. No one has anything bad to say about her. It's just a known thing. And you see it time and time again. There's another example of this guy going, "I got to bring something up, by the way. Susanna's lovely.
Yeah.
She really is a treat." And the fact that John says shit like this and acts like she's a bitch is Looney Tunes.
Yeah, and again, Jason's communicating to her, like, you think this is awful. Wait till you hear this. The woman's actually one of the greatest women you'll ever meet. And this is what he's like. Can you imagine?
So I'm looking forward to part 2 of this.
Oh, I can't wait.
That was the first half of it.
Do you remember in that movie Three Amigos when I think it's Martin Short tells that story about Lillian Gish, how she looked at him and she said, "You, son, have got it." It's a joke. It's a joke.
It's a joke, and that's
you
why
say
even-
when there's nothing to say to somebody. You're just like, you did it. You got it. Like,
And that's why Stephanie even repeated that back to him. Like, yeah, we all know that. John's told that story about another person, too. I can't remember who it is.
It's brilliant. It's all brilliant.
Well, there's that, too. Yeah. But no, John has that story all the time. He'll never forget a compliment. He's never once forgotten a compliment or didn't repeat it to people.
I once sang a song at a wedding. And I was insecure about how it went. So I asked a buddy, I'm like, "How did that song go over?" And he went, "It was everything." This is the only time and the last time I'll ever tell that story. Because I know what he meant.
Yeah.
The Isotopes have gotten. It looked like you were having fun up there.
You guys look like
There
you're
you
having
go.
a lot of fun. Like,
There,
that's
the
not a
worst.
compliment.
That's the
not even
worst.
close.
And we were never booked there again.
Or like when I talked to Adam, I'm like, "How's it going?" He's like, "Better and better." I'm like, "Oh, okay. Well,
That's my
Sorry, Adam.
Hope things turn around for you, buddy.
sorry I asked."
Who are these podcasts?